ለሱ
ለኢትዮጵያ እናቴ No more.
Along with us. Hands up of Africa. No more.
በአማርኛ ምን ታስተላልፋለሽ? ለኢትዮጵያን ኮሚኒቲ በአማርኛ የምታስተላልፉ ለኢትዮጵያን ኮሚኒቲ
ክፉ አይንካት ሀገራችን።
Well, ሀገራችን በአሁኑ ሰዓት ብዙ ነገር እያጋጠማት ነው፣ ግን we have to be strong, we have to be
ሀገሬ ክፉ አይንካሽ።
Ma'am,
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, okay. Yes! Yes! No more!
No more TPLF, no more terrorists, no more US.
زمان حسيت شجاعي عمل سلام أخوان نقصنا دوري بالغلط فكر زي سلوان إسانا كعافيتي رينو أمنا إنساني نسأل بالله عسى والعسى عسى عسى
On the side of on the side of ያስቆሙናል ነጥራ አካል ያለ
አንተ ቀውላላ ሸፈንከን እኮ በቁመት ስማ ከዘር ነው አንተ ደብት አይ ኖ
እሱን ነው እኮ ያልኩሽ።
ሳቅና ምንድን ነው? ሀቅና ሳቅ
ይሄኛውን በደለኝ
እንዴ መፈንትን የሚል የለም መልዕክት ምናምን ያስተላልፍ
Ethiopian government is democratically elected, therefore you have to support the government, otherwise don't support.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Good afternoon,
Do not support the terrorists, or we cannot negotiate with terrorists. That's what he's saying. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, my beautiful family, friends, sisters, brothers.
How you doing? Do you have a message in English, whatever you want? English, go ahead.
No more moves. With a moment of silence, marchers were sacrificing their lives fighting for Ethiopian and Eritrean soldiers. So, silence your phones. All right, thank you so much. The Ethiopian American and Eritrean American community, with our pro-peace, anti-war friends, are protesting the Biden administration's foreign policy in the Horn of Africa. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has continued to support the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, an armed rebel group that has been trying to overthrow the democratically elected federal government of Ethiopia. On November 4, 2020, the TPLF mobilized ethnic Tigrayans in the military to attack fellow non-Tigrayan Ethiopian soldiers in the dead of the night while they were sleeping. Since then, the international media has cheered on the TPLF while accusing the government of Ethiopia's response to the attack with disinformation and demonizing Ethiopia with allegations of genocide, which now we believe is a pretext to get military intervention from the West to overthrow the Ethiopian government and restore the TPLF back to power. A recent joint investigation by the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights and the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission on the war in Tigray found that the allegations of genocide have no merit. It also disproves the allegations that the government of Ethiopia denied civilians in Tigray humanitarian aid or used starvation as a weapon. In fact, in September, 2 UN whistleblowers, including the IOM's chief of mission to Ethiopia, have accused rogue UN officials to working with the TPLF terrorist group to redirect humanitarian aid that was sent to the Tigray for war. Since July, TPLF militias have used UN humanitarian aid trucks to transport including civilians who were indiscriminately killed and women who were gang raped, according to a recent Amnesty report. The Biden administration will not acknowledge these tremendous issues and instead continues to treat the elected government of Ethiopia as an equal to the TPLF armed insurgents who are violently trying to overthrow the elected government. President Biden has signed an elective order authorizing sanctions, and sanctions are being imposed to Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Somalia. President Biden also has confirmed he would be delisting Ethiopia from the African Growth Opportunity Act, a decision that would devastate the economy, destroy the livelihoods of thousands, and embolden the TPLF. Time and time again, the TPLF has been implicated in serious acts of aggression, provocation, and violence. The TPLF has also rejected the popular voice of the Ethiopian people, which in July participated in the first ever democratic election. This election was found to be credible, free, and fair by external observers, including the African Union. Instead of encouraging this young democracy, which could serve as an inspiration in Africa, the Biden administration has chosen a contradictory foreign policy approach with aggressive rhetoric, sanctions, and military threats. U.S. military officials, Biden administration officials, and recent op-eds are now beating the drums of war, threatening Ethiopia using a humanitarian intervention as a pretext for war. We say no more. No more to Biden's foreign policy of supporting insurgency and sabotaging democracy in Ethiopia. No more. No more. To destructive U.S. interventions based on lies, sovereignty, democracy, and terrorism shall not be redefined and applied only when convenient to Western countries. In conclusion, the war against Ethiopia is a war against all of Africa. The war against Eritrea is a war against all of Africa. Yes. The war against Somalia is a war against all of Africa. Yes. And the war against Africa is a war against all of us. Yes. So today we stand in unity with one voice to say enough is enough. No more imperialism.
No more imperialism.
No more war for profit.
No more war for profit.
No more destroying innocent lives.
No more destroying innocent lives.
One Africa.
One Africa.
One nation.
One nation.
One love.
One love.
Thank you.
We are beautiful, really.
Yes, you are.
No, we
Organization.
Ethiopian. TPLF is mafia group. TPLF is murder.
No more neocolonialism, Africa.
No more ethnic politics in Ethiopia.
No more ethnic politics in Ethiopia.
CNN, stop your fake news.
CNN, stop fake news.
CNN, stop misleading the world about Ethiopia.
CNN, stop misleading about Ethiopia.
Ethiopia needs American people's support.
Ethiopia needs American people's support.
Eritreans need American people's support.
Eritrea needs American people's support.
No more terrorists.
No more terrorists.
No more TPLF.
USA is supporting terrorists. TPLF in Ethiopia.
Terrorist TPLF in Ethiopia.
USA accept the democracy elected government.
USA accepted democracy.
USA, no more undermining Africa.
No more undermining Africa. USA, hands off Ethiopia.
USA, hands off Ethiopia.
USA, hands off Ethiopia.
USA, hands off Eritrea.
USA, hands off Eritrea.
USA, stop supporting TPLF.
USA stop TPLF.
USA, stop supporting TPLF.
USA stop supporting TPLF.
USA, stop supporting TPLF.
USA stop supporting TPLF.
USA, hands off Ethiopia.
USA, hands off Ethiopia.
My Ethiopian American brothers and sisters, my Eritrean brothers and sisters, my African brothers and sisters, we need to call on our representatives. We need to call on our 2 U.S. senators. We are Georgia residents. We are Georgia voters. They need to get our message clear. We stand against this administration's foreign policy on Ethiopia, on Eritrea, and the Horn of Africa. They need to hear our voice. They need to reflect our voice when they're in Washington, D.C. Let's call on them. There's a petition going on. Look for those petitions and sign them. Senator Warner, Senator Ossoff, we voted you in the office so you can hear our voice, you can represent our voice. This is our opportunity to support the Ethiopian people and the democratically elected Ethiopian government and stand with the truth. For almost 1 year now, the international media had an opportunity to inform the nation, the global community, with stand against let's affect our local community, then our local community affects the national community and then the global community. It is on us to give the message, to stand for the unflinching truth and tell the truth, and I thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, comrades and friends. My name is Kwame. My name is Kwame Wilberg. I'm with Friends of the Congo, Atlanta. Are we here? We here? Testing. With the people of Ethiopia and indeed with the people of Africa and African people everywhere. The war on Africa, the war on Ethiopia must stop, and who will stop it? If we don't, we will stop it. And it is our responsibility because Ethiopia has given so much to the African world that it's the duty and the responsibility of Africans everywhere to stand now in solidarity with Ethiopia as Ethiopia before has stood with the African world. And I just want to say it is particularly obscene, this ongoing intervention by imperialist nations into the affairs of African people. African solutions for African problems. Africa must unite and solve its own problems. We can't keep thinking that these interlopers have our interests in. That's hard. Okay, so I just want to say that. And the other thing is this, there's too much African blood being spilled on the continent for the benefit of the imperial world. We understand in the Congo that the current global order, the only reason why it exists, the only reason why the privilege of the West and the other parts of the world exist is because of the blood sacrifice paid by African people in the past, being paid today, and that is the intention. We must be vigilant, we must stand against any intervention, and we must be careful of these Trojan horses that come in to help. We must be very careful. So I say again, Africa must unite. I want to salute you for standing for your nation, and we will win this one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We are here today to protest U.S. interference in Ethiopian politics. Historically, the U.S. government has preferred authoritarian governments. Governments that are usually so unpopular with its citizens that they depend on the military strength, on their military strength and the military strength of the U.S. government to maintain power. This dependence on U.S. aid gives U.S. policymakers limitless influence in these authoritarian governments. For the last 30 years, that was the type of government Ethiopia had. That government was the TPLF, and it was extremely useful to America. It was the U.S. greatest partner for terror in the Horn of Africa. In 2006, President Russia was not served after office, who went on to win the election in 2020. On the basis of this intentionally biased and skewed representation of facts, the U.S. has held an economic sanctions. We have all seen this story before. It is played out in country after country in South America. The citizens elect left-wing and progressive leaders, and the U.S. interferes to put aggressive Conflict is ugly.